So Competency 8A is using emerging research on teaching, learning, and school improvement to enhance practices. So the way that I feel like I grew with this competency is I was part of the leadership team, and we changed our title team basically once we knew that the waiver was going to go through. We formed a leadership team in our school, which was a representative from every grade level, and then some classified educational assistants, and also myself being the ELD teacher. And so we helped basically write the plan for improving our school and helping our underperforming population achieve higher. And in order to do that, we had to read a few articles. So as a team, we read a couple of articles about poverty that were enlightening, actually. And then we also read 3 chapters from a book called Teach Like a Champion, which is called 49 Techniques That Put Students on the Path to College. And we were able to join in at another elementary school who was also reading this book, and just kind of participate in a little workshop that they did where they shared some of the strategies that they learned in the first 3 chapters. And so at that point we had read the first 3 chapters, and we were able to share some of the ideas that we had implemented in our classrooms too with members of that staff. So that was a huge growth area. And then the other part of leadership team is that we went and visited other school sites and got ideas of schools that were similar to us in demographics, but they were using their money in a different way, and how their schedules were, and just a whole bunch of wonderful things. And we compiled all of that information into a PowerPoint presentation, and then we presented to the staff at the end of the school year about those things. And then we also made recommendations to our staff as to the changes we wanted to see happen here at our school. And then we did a little like a collaboration activity where all of the teachers and staff got to actually give their input on all of those ideas that we presented. And so they got to tell whether they positives, and then things they thought were interesting, and then things they might want more information about. So that was the culminating activity of our leadership team for last school year. And so this year, we, as leadership, we have met one time, and we basically had to gain a few new members because some people have moved on, and some people are not wanting to be on the leadership team this year because they're doing other things. So our first meeting basically was around introducing the new members and talking about what we plan to do this year. So, but I'm excited to continue that, and I think it's going to be really interesting this year, and an opportunity for a lot of growth, because we have a new principal, and he's learning how to work with our staff, and he's actually going to be on the leadership team, because our old principal she was not part of the leadership team. And so basically we're the continuum of the school because he's new, and so we get to let him know all of the things that we did last year, and work together to try to make our school better. So that is Competency 8A. 8B is participate in designing, evaluating, and improving opportunities for teaching and learning in an educational institution. So as part of Title III, we are audited, and we have to write improvement plans when we don't meet our goals. And so I had helped write our improvement plan for the Title III program, which deals with immigrant populations and English language development. And then after we submitted our Title III plan, we actually had met our goals for the year. And so but we continued with the goals that we had set with our Title III plan, and one of those goals involved doing learning walks, using strategies, observing strategies for teaching English language learners at our school. And so we created a form that we thought were like the 10 most important things that we needed to look for in a classroom to help English language learners in the regular classroom. And then we said whether it was observed, not observed, or not applicable. And then our superintendent turned it into a Google Docs document, and this is kind of what it looked like, but on the iPad you could just click in the bubble and then send it. And so we did, my principal and I did like 14 different learning walks, and he compiled all that, well, he gave me the information because he was the only one who got it, but so it was summarized, and it was just really interesting to look at and to see all of the work of going into those classrooms and looking for things, and seeing a lot of important things for English language learners, but then also being able to see it in the data compiled. That was really good too. So okay, and then also another component of that was being part of the Title III consortium and participating in the meetings and finding out the statewide information that I needed to gather to bring back to my district and let all of the administrators know what was going on. So so that was an area that I continue. Actually, I plan to continue participating in those meetings this year as well, because I just think that I get a lot more out of being part of that data team than I do working with other teachers at my school site a lot of times, because we teach the same thing at the Title III consortium meetings versus at the elementary school. Trying to find a team to work with and look at data is a little bit more difficult because we teach different things. So, but so that's that. And I already talked about Competency 8C, and that is my portfolio. So.